Okay, I'd like to thank the board members that could make it and also our guests this afternoon for being here. We'll move on to item A4, approval of this afternoon's special meetings agenda. And so I'll entertain a motion to approve. So moved. Motion been made by Director Mike Garza to approve this afternoon's agenda. Second by Director Hilmes. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Moving on to item B1. I don't know that we okay. So item C1, tennis courts. And so this meeting was called due to a couple board members wanting to have a discussion prior to making a decision on the options that were given to us on an email that Gina sent regarding the tennis courts. And so just to make everything clear for everyone that is here, the two options that the board was given was removal of the conduit for the tennis courts and then installation for the board's proposed alternate site north of the courts. And so that is why we're here, to have that discussion. And I know that I did hear from a couple board members that are not present at this meeting, so I'll go ahead and share what they wanted to talk to the board about regarding these two options and some questions. And so, Derek, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. So, one of the questions, and maybe, Derek, you're in the best position to answer this question, is one of the board members was confused as to why relocating the future building would add $25,000 cost to the project, while removing it altogether would only provide $2K of savings. Okay, so
Yeah.
could you answer?
Yeah, no, it's understandable. The base bid actually only had just the electrical conduit going to the future location. All mechanical, just to save cost on the base bid, they did not include any of the waste and water lines going to that proposed location. So item number one on COP number one basically just removes that the electrical conduit, because that's it, the electrical conduit, and there was a I have to look at the notes real quick. On E1, do you guys have the drawings in front of you?
We do not. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. E1.00 has got two items that I called out specifically on the COP for them to remove. It was items 11 and number 12 off that sheet. 11 is basically the 2-inch conduit going to the concession building footprint for panel PC. That was in the base bid, so that's what I was removing there. And then also there was a second conduit, which was item number 12 on that sheet. So basically the base bid only has just electrical conduit going to it, so that's why we're seeing there's really not much credit for removing that, because there's no waste lines or water lines going to that building if the alternate for the building was not selected. So item number 2 gets quite a bit more expensive, because in that one we're telling, okay, so now we want all the underground installed and then also extended up 100 feet. So that one's including all of the underground sewer, all the water lines, all the storm sewer as well.
Okay.
So there's actually quite a bit more work going into item number 2 than what we're pulling out of item number 1, basically. Does that make sense?
So item number 1, just because I'm not very good at this whole construction and how it works and what is what, but I just have to ask the question. So for item number one, there's still going to be a well, and there's still going to be a electricity at some point somewhere where if we decide to put concession stands at a different location, we would have to then at that point dig trenches and do all that at a later day.
Correct, yes. So, you guys have that existing, what's called a storage building, it's that maintenance building that's on site there.
Correct.
So, there was two 2-inch conduits going from that building over to our proposed location.
Right. Okay.
So that would just be removed. We still have all the other, we still have, the other panels and stuff that would, for the future lights and stuff.
I see.
But going to just a concession building, they wouldn't trench and install those two 2-inch conduits going from that existing storage building to your proposed concession building.
I see. Any questions?
So that's what we're removing in the item number one. So that's
Right.
why that's a $2,000
Savings,
credit.
right.
And typically we don't see on credits on
Mhm.
COPs, you don't get all your money back, unfortunately.
Right.
Because they've got time and money invested in pricing this stuff out.
Right.
So they don't obviously, they don't give all of it back. I wish they would, but never happens.
Yeah, I think the confusion at our one meeting, the last meeting we had, we were under the impression that all of this underground was included in the base bid. And so I think that's what,
I apologize.
yeah, that's what
What happened
confused
is
everybody.
I was going off of the first time we bid it, when we did have all that in the base bid. But when we put it out to rebid to help save money on the base bid, they didn't include that, so that way we could get a lower base bid amount in there. And then, of course, if the alternate was selected for the building, then the underground gets installed. So that was done just to keep the base bid lower dollar amounts. But electrical still has conduit going with it for some reason, so there really wasn't much. In fact, Danny come in, the electrical engineer said, oh, I probably shouldn't have the conduit going there to it. But, it's just gone. So
And-
that's where part of the confusion comes from. And I apologize for not being correct in that last week.
So in essence then, Derek, then option B, which is installation of that conduit, the cost to the district is what's the cost again?
So the cost, if we choose item number 2, would be $21,177.95.
Okay.
That's on that the cover sheet.
Right. Yeah.
I told them
I see that. Mhm.
broke out because one was going to be a credit and then the other one was going to be an add.
Okay. The net price amount. Right. 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 Okay. Any other questions from board members?
My question would be to Gina, and again, I'm on the same page as Juan. Construction savvy, not one of my fortes, not that I have very many. But you mentioned if we did this, it'd be 85% of the contingency that's built into the base bid?
So yes, the contingency is 24,900. On a project like this, I really wouldn't have foreseen us using very much of that at all. So if we go forward with this, a large chunk of that, there's already a few things that are, we need to build up a little bit of the rock retaining wall on the slope on the west side of the outside, if you will, of the tennis court area, just to keep rocks from falling down the sidewalk. So that's coming through as a COP. I think it was around $1,500. That would go in the contingency. That's comments from the city, and we need to do that. So that's really what that contingency is for. Plus, if we're going to do things like this, so And then I had included in the email that for consideration, this concession stand could be potentially woven into that, whatever's decided at the high school.
Okay, so any other questions from the board before we have a discussion and decide? Okay, so
Do you foresee anything else coming up this year? I know it's $1,500 on this one thing.
Right.
There is another one that I'm kind of fighting with the contractor on right now.
What would that be, Derek?
There's an electrical panel, it's T, and the electrical contractor on site is arguing that it was not in the base bid, so so it kind of depends on how that one shakes out. That could be anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000 add.
Oh, so what's the confusion?
Well, there's some verbiage that looks like it might not have got changed from the last time we went out to bid, that they're kind of claiming that panel T, which is kind of located near court number 1, they're trying to claim that it's not in the base bid, that it would have only come in as one of the alternates, and that particular alternate was not selected. So I've got Danny on it to kind of review, what they're claiming as far as it not being in the base bid, and some of the verbiage that was in the spec. So, like I said, I'm not sure how it's going to shake out yet, but they already gave me kind of a rough estimate, and the rough estimate is right around $6,000 add for that panel, and then I think the conduit going back to the building as well.
okay, thanks.
So I don't know for sure if that's gonna how that's gonna pan out yet, but that's one that's the only other one that I'm aware of, other than the email I just received from Terry, him wanting that basalt rock on the west slope, next to that retaining wall over there, going all the way up to the fence or the courts. I don't know if Gina, did you see that email from Terry?
Yes, I've forwarded it to Orland. There just hasn't been time to really process what,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I guess as a board, we need to come to some sort of consensus with these two options. I will share with the board before you give me your vote is in talking with Director Ashton and Director Simmons, who immediately contacted me after the email. Some of the concern was not only the amount difference and what that entailed and why that was the way it was, and we've got a good explanation from Derek about that now, but they also mentioned that we still don't know. It's the location of the concession is probably, or it is a proposed location. We as a board have not come to a decision what the best location is, and so from their perspective, they want to go with option A, just because we don't know yet where this concession stand could be, and if it could, if the potential, it might potentially cost less than $21,000 to get all that done, and so I don't know what you guys as a board feel as far as these two options. Director Garza, Director Holmes.
I have and it's just, I don't know that using up all the contingency on an unknown, basically. It is an unknown. We have a general idea. Once it's built, we may say, you know what, we were way off. This isn't even remotely close to, it needs to be over here or over there. So I'd be okay with the delay and not going through with the
So
change
option
order.
A.
Option A.
Yep, Director Helmus. So it sounds like it's unanimous. We're going to go ahead and go with option A.
To remove the underground conduit,
Yes.
the deduct of $1,916 basically.
Yes, sir.
and I would agree with that. The $21,000 seems a little high. And looking at the site plan, all of where the underground's being installed, it's all gravel, so it's not like we're paving over. Other than part of the sidewalk, we would probably have to remove in the future for the installation of this. But I think for $21,000, it seems awfully high, and kind of gambling on the location still. So I would agree with not selecting that option.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time and all the info,
Oh, you're
Derek.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
It looks like we have what we need for today, and so I will skip on to item E2 and entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. Unless there's any, Dr. Hurst, do you have anything to add? Gina, anything? Okay.
So move.
Motion's been made by Director Garza to adjourn.
Second?
Second by Director Hilmes. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.